Thursday. Happy Thursday. Hey, everybody. It's your girl, Adina, certified feminine power coach, goddess of magical movement. Got a call coming in. Goddess of magical movement, goddess technology practitioner, and sharer of information. Monique and I were calling ourselves the midwives of women. We're midwifing ourselves and our sisters. We have a conversation today, this afternoon, talking about what freedom costs and the creative power of womanhood. So that's what's on tap for today. Let me get my girl in here. Hey, where is she? There you are. Come on in. So that's what's on. That's what we're talking about today. Today's Thursday. Today is a Jupiter day. Today is the first day of our Goddess Technology course. We have 3 amazing courses and women from all over the country, who really all over the world, who are birthing themselves through the process of really owning themselves and owning their power and owning their freedom. So that's what we're chatting about today. But we start today. Goddess Technology starts today at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's 4 p.m. PST. And of course, you can do the math on wherever you are in the country to figure out what time that starts. We still have a few slots available for that. If you are interested in joining this cohort, we are building a new world right now. So where is Mo? Mo, where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Okay. Let me get her in here, y'all. Come on, IG. IG does a little goofy thing, but we always make it work. So we're going to do it again. We're going to do magic again. Everybody send the magic to the Moon Mama so she can get into this live and we can have this beautiful conversation. That's my magic hand. You see that? Magic hands. Or in dance, jazz hands. I am silly, for sure. So how are you guys? How are you doing? What's going on? How are you enjoying this Jupiter day, this day of expansion, day governed by the planet Jupiter, one of the largest planet in our solar system? So I'm ready. I'm ready for the expansion. I'm ready to have this conversation, this 6th iteration of the Liberated Pussy Podcast. We are moving through, working our way up, and doing what we do. Okay, I'm getting the message. Come on. Come on. Why does it say that? Okay. Try it again. 3rd time's a charm. 3rd time's a charm. Still trying to get Monique in, getting a little bounce back message. As soon as we get her in here, we'll get it started. We'll talk about the astrology, what's going on. We're actually in a new moon today. So we have a new moon in Virgo today. And as you know, the new moon is a really beautiful time to clear and get yourself ready for what's coming down your way. Remove those obstacles that stand in the way. Tomorrow, I believe Mercury comes out of retrograde. So if you've had any experiences with that, okay, here she is. There we go. And we can talk to her about all of that good stuff. Hi, Mo. I see that you're there. And I see your request, as I have sent a request. Hopefully this will come in. Okay. Oh, come on, IG. You can do it. 3rd or 4th time is a charm. Hey. I said 3rd or 4th time. Maybe it was a 15th, 16th time is a charm. There we go.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm excited to be here. This new moon energy feels really like a real clearing. It's like, all right, like what is, like, see where you are and how does this support you in being where you desire to be? And so what doesn't serve moving forward is being released alchemized into new energy, and what does comes with, and that's the Virgo energy. Virgo energy is not really, Virgo energy is interesting because nobody likes organization and, or generally, right? We generally don't, but we
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I just don't want to do it, you know, like.
Go ahead.
Oh, no, that's what I was saying. Like, I appreciate the folks that can organize stuff for me.
Right. But it's a real skill set, and nothing can happen without it.
Ashe.
That's the thing. So Virgo energy is very primary to the whole because it governs our health. If you're not healthy, you're not doing nothing. You don't have health, right?
All the goals are off the table. First goal is health.
First goal is health. So that's Virgo new moon energy. How's your body? What's your relationship like with your body? What's your digestion like? What's your relationship like with food? All of these things are primary to our ability to generate the life that we desire. I know many people who have lots of money, but their minds, they're screwed up emotionally, or they have a lot of physical challenges. So they can't really enjoy the money or the things that they have because their bodies are at odds with them. And all of that is spiritual stuff. Yeah.
Someone said to me, if all your problems can be solved by money, then you don't have any real problems. You know, money is right there. You can get that. And if that's all it is, then okay, then get it and move through it.
Right.
So it's like, okay.
Right. But the way we relate to our bodies is patterned from our family, right? So you're taught your eating habits growing up in the house that you grew up in. You're taught your emotional patterns watching how your parents handled their emotional stuff. Like, so all of that stuff is core to how we are, and it can easily take us out of balance. Like the creative process, one of the things that's really important is that people think that creativity means I'm a painter, I'm a dancer, I'm a writer. No. Creativity is your thoughts. You are creative through your thoughts. You are creative through your feelings. You are a creative being because you are made in the image and likeness of God. And God is ultimately a creator, and you are an aspect of that creation. So this Virgo new moon is helping us to look at, where do your creations get blocked? You know, like, are you in relationships that are difficult? Is your life hard? That's because you're creating that in there somewhere like that.
Right. That's amazing. That reminds me of a quote that I was reading earlier today that I wanted to share on our call today. And this comes from Welcoming Spirit Home. I've shared this book before by Sombofo Some. And she says right in this foreword, I'm just taking an excerpt out, none of the family stories or wisdom have been passed down or given to her. She's grown up not knowing who she is. An adult has to drive her everywhere she goes, down busy streets and highways, and she is frightened to go outside alone. In school, she is asked to sit still, to be quiet, and to control her natural tendencies and interests. Her aliveness is dampened into obedience. She is molded to a structure around her, made to make her a good little worker. Her rhythm is tuned to someone else's need. I'm like, wow. Did she not just kind of hit the nail on the head right there?
That's right. That's right. And so it's our responsibility to claim that power back, to make ourselves in our own images, how we desire to be. And so that's why we're here today, for Goddess Technology, Liberated Pussy, to talk about your class that's starting tonight. So, Atina, I'm so grateful to be a part of this with you. And what I'm excited about is being able to be in conversation with women to help them pull their power back. Most of us don't even understand where our power was lost.
No. Because it was lost when we were so young, like that quote, to go back to that little girl who never even got a chance to bloom it. She was shut down out of the womb, or maybe even in the womb, really. To go back to those points and recode ourselves, recalibrate ourselves to what our desires are, giving ourselves the permission to say, well, who am I if I'm not all of these things, these good little workers and these good little wives and these good little whatevers that we have been trained to be. Who am I?
Yes.
These are the questions we're asking ourselves. And then more importantly, who do I want to be?
Yes.
Because I created my life. Who do I want to be today?
Yes.
I can't go back. I don't have to go back.
That's
forward
right.
is amazing.
Forward.
Let's go forward in a way that serves me now.
Yeah.
And that's what we're talking about in God is Technology. It truly is an amazing journey. And we welcome those women who want to give birth to themselves anew.
Yeah.
Monique and I have called ourselves the Goddess Midwives. We are bringing our sisters back through the birth canal into their amazing selves today.
Yes. Yes. So let's talk about freedom and what it costs. What does it cost to be free?
So freedom, I would say, and it's a lot of things that it could cost. It costs giving up maybe the good girl image, giving up what it might cost keeping everybody happy because you're keeping them happy at your expense. So it could cost making some people mad. I mean, it can cost that. I mean, it just might have to be upset because now you're saying no. You and I and Tazima talked about no a couple of weeks ago, but no gives you spaces for your real authentic yeses, which you never let breathe.
Right.
You never got a chance to really give them air. And in order to take care of those little baby plants, you have to focus on them. You have to nurture them. You have to fertilize them. You have to water them. So that's what we're doing. It costs us from spending our energy, our time, our attention on things that don't really matter and figuring out what really does.
Yes.
I'm willing to pay that.
Yes. And it's a really interesting thing because as I get into the details of those things, like, you know, as women, we've been taught to compete with one another. We've been taught that there's a shortage of men coming out of the right. There's a shortage. So all of that drives behavior. And
I never felt a shortage of men. Did you ever feel that? I felt an abundance of men.
You know what? I've never felt a shortage of men, but I know that I know a lot of women I have friends who believe that they can't meet men. Like I could walk out of the house and meet a man. It's just right.
And we know whatever you believe is correct. So if you believe you can't meet one, then you won't. In college, they told us that it's 7 girls for every one guy. I'm like, really? I don't experience that, you know?
Right. Yeah. So. And that's the thing. Like we can narrate our own reality or we can. So one of the things you give up in freedom is taking on other people's narrations of reality. Because what you believe about yourself will be your experience.
And that's only what it'll be. What you believe.
It will be what you believe. So if you believe there is not enough, you will experience there is not enough. The thing the opportunity is to really become intimate with your belief systems.
Yes.
Most of us don't know. We're experiencing things we don't want. Oh, I'm in this relationship and he's not doing this and he's not doing that and he's not doing this. But he's not doing that. We think it's him that's not doing it. He's not doing that because he's reflecting something in you.
Yes. You're playing the script. You're reading the script of whatever the news tell you or whoever tells you that it's 7 guys for 1 girl, or maybe it was the other way around. I know for me it was 7 guys for 1 girl.
Yeah.
They flipped it. I flipped it in my favor. You can do that.
Right.
You know, flip it in your favor.
Right.
And that's what it will be, but you really have to take your belief with it. You really have to believe that and walk in that and embody that.
That's right.
And that's what it will be.
And sometimes you have to walk in it when the opposite looks true. Sometimes I have to walk in, I am abundant and happy and I feel good when I might actually be feeling like scarcity, but I have to continue to stand in what I know. And I have to align myself with other people who are standing with me in what I know. And I have to take actions in the direction of what I know because I don't want to function. I don't want to create any more of that extra, that old stuff. So you have to really condition yourself to move in the act of faith and trust. And what I have experienced that goes against that is my conditioning. You know, is the thing that the things that I was told, and then I have to stand in it some more and stand and do the rituals and the practices and talk to myself and talk to my girlfriends so that I can be rooted in the reality that I desire. I think it's really important for us as women to understand, and I know that I didn't at a time, we create reality.
Mm-hmm.
We create reality. Does anybody know what it means to be a woman who creates reality? You're creating it whether you think you are or not.
Yes.
Everyone on this planet that we know of, this came from a woman's womb, because women create reality.
Mm-hmm.
Every person who came from a woman's womb nurtured or cooked in her energy for 9 months. You cooked in your mother's. So whatever what she had going on, whatever she believed, whatever, so 50 years ago when I was born, my mother was in the throes of, it's 1968. There's a revolution going on in the country. Race up. So that was a part of her belief system that I was cooked in. And so that became a part of my experience. So it's my responsibility to free myself from my mother's shortcomings, limitations. My grandmother believing that Jesus, you needed Lord and Savior, right? Those are beliefs that form us. Oh, I was formed in a belief that said I need somebody outside of me to save me. That gets rooted deep in your psyche, in your subconscious. And so even if you stop going to church and you don't believe it anymore, I was walking around, I still couldn't access my power because when I was 3 or 4 years old, I had given it away to Jesus Christ.
So Jesus said, "Thank you." I'll put it in the bag with the rest.
With the rest of you, with the rest of you in ninjas.
My bag of ninja power.
My bag of ninja power. So I had to do the work to reclaim that, doing the work to reclaim that in the face of, is this sinful? It's like all the doubt. I have to do the work to break down the doubt, to break down the worry, all that sort of stuff. So this is what freedom costs.
I find that that's a daily walk because it is so deeply ingrained. Like the things you talked about when you talk about cooking in your mom's womb, and that's the climate. That is a climate she was in. So she cooked in that. Think about what her grandma cooked in and her mama's mama's cooked in. Right. So it's been baked in for generations. And so now we're the generation that's saying, hey, we want a different soup. We want something else happening. I liken faith to taking steps in the dark. You are taking steps and you're not looking down to see if the ground is there. You're trusting that it's there and you take the next step. Yeah. That's how we have to take this walk with things that we can't see with our physical eye. You just have to really be in that trust that it's there and that you can create it. I even tell myself and ladies I work with sometimes, close your eyes, like literally close your physical eyes and now see it. Now imagine it. Don't say it's not there. Say it's coming at least give it some hope. Give it some opening. Just open the door.
Yes, absolutely. And if you can't do it in your imagination, then you can't do it anywhere. Your imagination is the portal to your creative power. Like it is, if you can imagine yourself in the situations and scenarios that you desire, then you can have them. It's the imagination that sends the signal to all the aspects of you. Like you are not just your physical body. You are a spiritual body. You are a karmic body. You have energy bodies. So when you hold a picture in your mind, a yantra in your mind, you vision it in your mind, that is the signal that says, this is where I'm going. And then the universe opens up the path for you to get there.
That's why imagination was shut down so much in school and things like that, and then they made you scary of spirits and things. And then it's like, you don't see that. That's not real. I mean, they really, a program was really done on people to shut down the imagination. If someone had an imaginary friend, they were weird. Like, oh, they're crazy, that kind of thing. Instead of asking them about it. Who do you see? What do they like? What do they help you with? Like, get curious about some of these things sometimes. Keep the door open, like we talked about with faith. It's the same kind of thing. The imagination is so incredible, especially for women. It's our water.
Yeah.
It's our water.
That's right. It's our practice of devotion. Just really being devoted to, and that's what water does. and we are 70 to 80% water. So
Mm-hmm.
when we hold the vision in our mind of what we desire, we're literally programming the water in our bodies that align us to the frequency of what it is that we are imagining. And so it's important to do that. But, you know, so let's talk about the class, because that starts
Mm-hmm.
tonight.
Okay. It starts tonight.
Yay! Congratulations! I'm so excited.
We finally made it. So,
Yeah.
Goddess Technology is a beautiful opening to the women who want to do this imaginative work, to the women who want to wake up. Unlike the little girl in the car who just was shut down from the beginning, many of us have had that experience, but we're now saying to that little girl, come on out the car. Let's go in the park and let's find ourselves. Let's find our joy. Let's find our heart. Let's find our water. Let's find our flow. So the first night, which is tonight, we're talking about the divine feminine archetype and the psychic womb. What is that? It's not physical. Like Monique said, everything in the feminine, it's not brick and mortar.
Yeah.
Okay, it becomes brick and mortar, but the outside portion of us is actually our masculine side. We're talking about all that inside stuff, all of that, where the magic is, where the imagination is. So we're going to get into that. We're diving into that deeply and really starting to understand. And even if you have an understanding, understand that there are many different ways and many different paths to your awakening. This is one powerful one that Monique and I have found that's given us so much joy and enlightenment and power. We're sharing that. We're midwifing our sisters through the process because, you know, we want some more company over here.
Yeah.
We want the women to know themselves as goddesses and not just prepared to be happy little workers, like the young sister in the quote, which many of us have been prepared to be that. So divine feminine archetype, you transcend the happy little worker and you become the happy big goddess.
Yeah.
We're giving birth to happy big goddesses.
That's right. Creators,
big goddesses.
Not workers, but creators, right? Like
exactly.
Really understanding that we can create the reality that we desire. We're always creating based upon, even if we don't think we are, whatever is happening is your creation. Yes. So tonight we start at what time, Adina?
It's 7 p.m. East Coast time, 4 p.m. Pacific Coast time. All classes are recorded. So if you missed the live session, you can still get the copy of the recording, listen to that, and then catch us for the next one. But of course, we want you live. It's so dynamic to be a part of the community of the sisters and be a part of the conversation. The other important thing about having it recorded is you have it for a replay. For many, this is new information. They haven't heard this before, so they need to hear it a few times and play it again and again to get it into their spirit and start to open to what it means to be a goddess.
Yes.
What it means.
And I want you all to know that what we're going to be teaching, or what Adina's going to be teaching, this is ancient technology. We are teaching stuff that our ancestors did. We have repurposed it for today's woman, or Adina has repurposed it for today's woman, but this is ancient technology. This is not, you know, there's a lot, you guys
new age, they get into all that new age stuff.
This is us coming back to the ancients and understanding the archetypal nature of the divine feminine. And when you understand the archetypes that are within you, these archetypes are within you, and you can transform yourself. You can be, you know, the archetype of the lover, and you can be the archetype of the devotee and the visionary. You have to understand that all of those faculties exist inside of you. And if you're not, like when I meet women who are like, I can't meet a man, your lover is not on. You literally need to charge your lover energy.
But oftentimes they can't meet a man because they being a man, and that's a whole nother thing.
Right.
You know, like you, and that's a whole nother conversation of polarity and how we attract. But where we start determines where they're going to be. So if we're in the masculine position, you standing in his square, sis.
That's right. That's right.
So come learn how to get off of his toes and get into yourself. And it's not about being quiet or weak or any of that. It's very powerful. It's leading without having to say a whole lot.
That's right.
You know?
That's right.
Come and learn this. Come and learn the wisdom that our mothers practice. The mother, the mother, the mother, the mother.
Yes.
So it's It's where it's at.
It is where
This
it's
is
at.
not New Age. Yeah, this
So
is in you.
I unfortunately I have to go because I have a
Okay.
client.
Okay.
So I'm going to leave you here to talk about the details. I can find the links in my you can find the links in my profile link
Mm-hmm.
at Follow the Sun or
Mm-hmm.
Goddess Technology, and we would love to have you guys join us. And Adina, I will call you when I'm done with my session.
No worries.
All
Love
right.
you, Mo.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So just to wrap up, everyone, like Monique said, the links for Goddess Technology we start tonight are in my link tree here on IG. They're on my Facebook page. If you're a Facebook friend of mine, you can see the tea time info session that we did last week. That's also in the link tree and on Facebook. And we'd love to have you. Please consider joining this incredible offer. This is just the beginning. We have many other iterations that will come from this, but really we're building a community of women in their power, and that changes the world. So we're doing it one goddess at a time, one sister at a time, one heart at a time, but we're doing it together. Healing is done in community, and that is what we're doing. So check us out. Come join. We'd love to have you 7 p.m. East Coast time on Follow the Sun, which is Monique's platform. Love you. Look forward to seeing you soon. Happy Thursday. Bye.